for anyone.
Deserved win for Donegal, Tomas, was it?
Yeah, I think so. I think they, as Kieran said, they weathered that second half. I think Michael Murphy, even though he was quiet all day, stood up at the end, kicked 3 great points from frees at the end. But Tyrone, I think coming up today, the Tyrone were going to put up a great performance. Everybody was down them during the week. Everybody was writing them off, basically. Everybody. They came up and they gave a great performance. They stuck with it. I think their work rate was phenomenal, and I think we haven't seen the end of them either. Yeah. But Donegal, you have to be impressed with them. You know, they did what they had to do. They ground out a win, and just in May, you know, that they'll have a long year yet.
Yeah. Benny, I was intrigued when we were watching it together this afternoon, and you said Ulster football wasn't enjoyable to play as a forward.
Yeah, you definitely don't get as much freedom like as you would in the qualifiers. The likes of Tyrone, Donegal, Armagh play packed defences, and as a forward it's very hard to play against, and at times it's not enjoyable. And as I said, in the qualifying system you probably get a bit more freedom. And
were you double marked at times?
Yeah, sometimes we're double marked, and even the way they set up, you're maybe treble marked. Like there's maybe 10 or 12 boys in defence, and you've only maybe 6 forwards up front.
It must be very frustrating at times, wasn't it?
Very frustrating and very hard to play in. But as I say, the qualifying system might suit some of these Tyrone guys.
Yeah, you think they could do well in the qualifiers?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right then, let's go through some of it. You mentioned the platform they built, Kieran, at the start.
They got off to a great start, given a job for the take one for the team. Didn't have to touch the ball all day once he was effective. Now it was borderline. Was it legal? You could probably question at times. Maybe he failed, but he tried to frustrate Murphy. He tried to get in his face. That was it after 3 minutes, and here watch they tumble into the picture here again. He spent the whole day just trying to disrupt them, keep him out of the game, curb his influence. He kept him scoreless from play. And Michael Murphy deserves a lot of credit tonight for holding his patience, because there's certainly 2 of us on this side of the pale that probably would have lashed out eventually.
Benny's not included. Yeah.
But you know, he was given a job to nullify Murphy's influence. Now on the goal, when Donegal got the goal, he was so occupied by Murphy that he could have dropped back into the full. So there's swings and roundabouts to it.
Sean Kavanagh, though, in fairness, he was also targeted.
And Sean Kavanagh was targeted. He was targeted as well. Try and get in his face, disrupt him every time he carried the ball into a tackle. There was a late fist coming in or a late push and stuff like that. So it worked both ways, but definitely McMahon done his job today. He kept Murphy scoreless, and Murphy credit for holding his head, because it's tough to play 70 minutes and when someone in your face.
That's
like
what you were talking about, Benny. Yeah.
He was obviously given a job to do. Mickey Hart sent him out to disrupt Michael Murphy's game, and he tried it. It worked for a long period of the game, but the last 10 minutes there, Michael Murphy came in it, and he was fantastic towards the end there. But he was definitely given that job to do.
Yeah. Donegal's, you were impressed with their handling skills, given that the weather, Michael Lester said the weather was a lot worse than TV showed it.
Yeah, the lads said that there was a slippery ball. Des is always hard to handle at the best of times. The one thing that impressed me really a lot was they didn't hardly take a play out of the ball. They kept moving it along, and again, no matter how many bodies you have back, it's very, very hard to defend it. I thought in the first half, really, really slick. I mean, hand passing in those conditions is really, really difficult. And even here, a long ball in, and great catch under pressure from 2 or 3 bodies as well, and a lovely hand pass across and straight over. A lot of the hand passing that they were doing, Donegal weren't going long, maybe for a couple of kicks into Murphy in the second half, possibly, but Donegal were playing their shot game. And you'd expect a lot more mistakes, and they just didn't come. Here, very, very patient again. And great hand passing. This is actually the goal, and great finish. But it was the hand passing outside that impressed me. You know, this time of the year,
high risk in a day like that.
It is, but it's early on in the year, and it's May, and they must be playing a pile of football. Normally, there's kind of rustiness after the league. Championship pace is a lot quicker, but these fellas, they were moving so fast. Tyrone couldn't even get a hand on them when they were going well. You know, so I thought it was a really, really good performance by Donegal under the conditions that were there, you know, in a high-intensity Ulster Championship match. You know, they don't get much pressure than that.
You mentioned high intensity, and we had kind of a bit of a ruckus at half-time, and particularly walking over and them hanging around there to do it. This does happen a lot. Does it happen more in Ulster football than... Is that fair?
Basically inside in his underpants all day. But you had Joe McMahon came across, and it was they were getting involved with Gallagher, the manager. They were trying to get Murphy. They were trying to get a reaction out of it. There was more foreigners coming across, and it just looks terrible. If it happened in a soccer game, there'd be a huge fine. It's just wrong, like, you know.
Has it come in more, Benny, in recent years?
It's definitely there in the game. Like I've retired last year, and it's there in the game. Like, and it's not nice to see. And it's
did you get that kind of abuse?
I would have got it throughout my career. Yeah, it's a sickening part of the game, and it's not nice. Like.
And without what kind of things would be said?
Just talking in your ear and
about what, like about your family
and different things. Like, it's not nice to hear, and as I say, it's not nice in our game. Like, we have a great game, and it's
the other factor is Des, players play it on the line, and they know now if they can pull and drag out of Patrick McBurty, very good for Donegal, Peter Hart, excellent for Tyrone. Our 3 nominations, so the first nomination was Martin McElhenney, played in around the half-hour line and gave Donegal a platform 1-2 in the first half. Our second nomination was the Tyrone goalkeeper, Michael O'Neill, pulled off a couple of point-blank saves at crucial times to keep his team in the game. And the third nomination was the attacking wing-back, Frank McLean, set the tone today by getting forward to score that first score and was influential right throughout.
OK, and the winner then, Tomas?
We went with Donegal's Martin McElhenney. We thought he was excellent from start to finish. He put in a huge hour. He's one of these underrated players. He kicked 1-2 from play today in conditions like that above there in a championship match. It was a great performance by him, and well done. All
right, so congratulations to Martin then. Our first man of the match of the season, and he spoke with Joanne afterwards.
Martin, well done. You popped up with some vital scores today, didn't you?
Yeah, I suppose I was lucky enough to get on the score sheet there, but at the end of the day, we're just delighted to get out there with a victory and a tough Ulster Championship match against Tyrone. And it's nice to get on the scoreboard, but it's all about the team at the end of the day, and we're just delighted to win.
In such a physical, niggly game like that, is it difficult to keep your head?
Yeah, well, I suppose it was a physical game, all right. It was as tough a game as involved in it now, but look, you have to keep playing, you have to keep putting the shoulder to the wheel, and look, every man's the same. Like, you don't want to be getting involved in different things here and there, but look, we're just delighted to come out of the right side of the result.
Well, that you did, and thanks to a great performance from you. So you are the Super Value or team man of the match, and Jerry Doherty from Super Value is here.
Well done.